Okay, so I'm sitting here looking at the weather on this Google Earth here, which what they give you, which they don't give you that one. They did give this strip to us before I started doing these overlays. That didn't start happening until after I was well into it. But anyways, I was looking at the weather here and I noticed this desert right there and right there. We've seen them here before. The same place. One was by Japan, remember? Okay, so uh, anyways, saved this picture of the weather here. I just kind of went to save image, saved the image, and I overlaid it up here. I turned the weather off first, and I just overlaid that desert or the weather shape right there, like this, right? And I looked at it, and I thought, yeah, that could be weather from that area, real easy. I mean, I could see that could be that weather could be, it fits the land pretty good there. So, after looking at it for a minute, I decided, what the hell, I'll just take, I mean, you can see this line here, look. See the line that curves out, look. Follows it perfect. That's really cool. Follows it perfect. So you line that eye up, and then there you go. You got this weather's not coming from up here and coming, down here. This is a trail, basically, that this continent, this chunk of land right here, drifted over before. Okay, so this is a desert now, so that means it's not active, really not active anymore. But when it was down here and over here, where you see the other one, and we're right behind it, you see Japan right here. Look, I got it. Japan is right behind it, right here. So puts it together. Japan's that same teardrop shape, basically. Okay, so then I decided I would come over here where I have this picture of China overlaid like this. I have this China picture overlaid from a few days ago. Some work I was doing a few days ago. This is how everything was coming together, and I put this here like this, and then I decided to overlay that same weather over this picture like this, same way it was over there, pretty much. Just lined up the eye, and then I took away the picture of China and looked at it like this, and I said, oh, well, that puts a few things in perspective. After looking at it for a minute, I was like, there's the San Andreas, there's the mother lode, the Sierras, Lake Tahoe, and Yosemite, all right here, this spot right here, and this is the coastal range, basically. And you see, like, that would be like the San Andreas it does the same thing, comes down and curves right here, comes down and curves, I think, basically. And you can see, like, the shape of Colorado Plateau in there. See this shape right here? Watch. It's just maybe a little bit off, but it's not really. It's pretty good alignment. And then you can see, when you back it off, you can see the big Mare Oriental pattern there. And then you see Schrodinger pattern, like the Schrodinger pattern right here, come out right over there. You can see it all in this picture, pretty much. All those impacts, or whatever they were. And then up here, you see the Great Lakes right there fall right where Myanmar is, where we see that spot up in that area. Right in that area, so that would be Tycho. That spot up there that we see would be like a Tycho spot, possibly. Well, yeah, Tycho, because that's the center of the Great Lakes. And then right here, where they got like this big gold mine. This is the Black Hills, Black Hills Gold. This South Dakota or whatever. That big gold mine that what's his name owned? I can't remember his name. Hearst bought it out or whatever. It was his. Yeah, it was like one of the biggest gold mines, or was the biggest gold mine in North America for a while. And it falls right where that volcano, where I pointed out that volcano is right there, that undersea volcano by India, falls right into that little cove that I always found interesting. Just shows that people back in the days before satellites and all that stuff, there were some smart geologists back then that knew stuff like that. They had to know stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how, but so that goes together with this really good. I mean, if I turn on the weather, it's really over this area. You can see this, like this area right here. They don't give it to us very good, but how it fits, I don't know. I shouldn't even turn that on. Doesn't show much, but anyways, that shows a lot. Just putting this here, and then I was thinking, I don't want to go into that. I'll just leave it at this. Anyways, borders, strong the borders. Yep, there's San Andreas. There's the mother lode. The whole, gold country right there. That's right there. Yosemite's right here. Lake Tahoe's right there. It's all right there in that spot. Man, I'm looking at the coastal range. The biggest gold mine in California, really, I believe it was right here by the lower lake, by Lake Clear Lake, up by Clear Lake. In that area, it's called Lower Lake or something. They had this big. They staked it out and they scoped it out for years before they even drilled them. They did a bunch of stuff there. Spent like a couple $100 million just looking and getting ready, and then they just nailed it, got it all, and shut it down. That's how they do shit these days. You know what I mean? They know where it is. They find it. They pinpoint it, and they're on it. And they know this stuff. I'm telling you, they know this stuff. This pinpoints things. If you know how to look at it, I mean, that doesn't tell you right there that there's gold in this spot. But if you put the pieces together, like I was saying, like this volcano falls right in that spot where the big one is there. That just if they find it, California. I mean, you know what I mean? It could be right here. There's a lot of spots that are associated with that area. I'm sure that whatever creates this volcano here, and the hot spot that creates that volcano there, and the one that creates this deposit right here, something created that deposit right there. It's someone put that together at one point. And here's the big, so like the big flood. You look at this. We used to have weather like that, like this in North America, apparently. More than likely, I should say. And there's Bermuda right there. Look at that. Falls right over Bermuda, that one right there when you put it down. Ooh, right there. Look at it. It's probably right there, this spot right here. See that little, it's like the same shape. I mean, I'm not saying the whole picture is perfect, but that shows that Bermuda was definitely associated with this desert right here. It was associated with the same thing that created this. Had something to do with Bermuda. And where I got this little, we're just fall right here. Look at that. And it's this print will go all the way across like this. You'll see it up here, like facing up this direction, and you'll see it down here, and you see it moves around. So it's definitely had a lot to do with shaping the whole northern hemisphere, I would say. I mean, all of it really, but I mean, for sure, it drifts around the northern hemisphere. This spot does. I don't think I've ever seen it south of the equator. I don't think I have this shape. I think it's all in the northern hemisphere every time I see it. So anyways, if you can follow that, good for you. But you see the big whammo right in the middle. Look, that's a Mare Oriental pattern. There's Schrodinger right there, I think, and the lunar south pole, right? And this would be, you just kind of disregard, you don't disregard this because this puts itself right in the middle of the Hudson Bay. So it shows the Hudson Bay was like an explosive volcano linked to that one more than likely. Because I mean, if I was to put Mare Moscovians right here, it fits perfect. I can already see it without even doing it. And that would put this thing right where the silver crystal is, pretty much this thing right here. This is the most important spot on the planet. This pit right here, this shape right here is like the most important shape on the planet. Shaped like a fish. That's why they, a bunch of stuff. The eye, the fish, lots of things. But that's the really most important shape on the planet. It's created so many things. I pointed that out before. I call it the Trail of Tears. I think it's a good name because it leaves a trail. It leaves a trail around the whole northern hemisphere. The Azores are created by that. Japan, same shape. Like I said, the Azores right here. The Gulf of St. Lawrence, same shape. Look at that teardrop shape, or that fish shape, right there. And then the Azores are the same exact shape. I showed that before, right here. Same thing. It's hard to see, but if you put up another picture of the Azores, you can find it. And we'll see it. Not much over here that I'm sure of. Not that I can remember right offhand, but I'm sure that this was probably there too. That same shape. Look, but oh yeah, that's right. The Black Sea is another one. It probably goes all over in here, but for sure the Black Sea, and right back to here again. I mean, it's all around the whole northern hemisphere. We're looking at it right here. It's not south of the equator yet. We're seeing it. Where did we see it? Like down here? Was it down here? Yeah. See, that's above the equator there, just barely, right above it. I never see it go below. Check that out. That has something to do with the shape of the coastal range of California right there. That line right there that's in the weather in the Indian Ocean. I think that's interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, have a good weekend.